Unit 5, technical writing style. So last week हाम्रो unit के थियो? What did we learn about last week? Not last week, the previous week. Anyone remembers? Structure, eh? Unit 4 was about technical writing structure. So how technical writing structure should be. Kun structure use गर्ने, kun kurama kosto introduction, general introduction, section heading, part by part or step by step, description, conclusion. So सबै कुरा हामीले unit 4 मा पढ्यौ है. That was all about structure. From this week, unit 5, we start about the writing style. So तिम्रो style कस्तो हुनु पर्छ तिम्रो लेखाइको style है. So objectives. So what are the objectives of this unit? They are, first, write technical documents in short and summarizing style. So it's always important that your technical writing has to be short and it has to be a summarized type of style. It does not have to be like a report. It does not have to be a long writing. Technical writing भनेको it's always gotta be short. It always has to be on point, eh? Our objective, construct clear sentences. So your sentences, when you're writing a technical document, they have to be clear. So it can't be confusing to your readers or audience. So they have to be very clear. So you have to write your sentences according to who your audience is going to be. So if they are little kids, then you can't write your sentences very difficult sentences. So for a kid, if you're writing something for kids, for children, then it has to be easy sentences which they can understand. But if you're writing for someone in a enterprise level ko मान्छेहरु छ भने, you have to write accordingly. So you have to, suppose you want to write something for your manager, I know. You can't write something you would write for children, right? So त्यही अनुसारले तिमीले मिलाउनु पर्यो, clear हुनु पर्यो sentences. So whoever your audience is going to be, त्यही अनुसारले sentences मिलाउनु पर्यो है. Then avoid mistakes while writing. So obviously, don't make silly mistakes. Sentences has to be always in the right form, in the right tense, in the right spelling. त्यो सबै कुराहरु mistake गर्नु भएन है. अब commas, full stops, यो सबै कुराहरु it has to be very accurate. No mistakes. Then recognize British and American English. So I don't know if you guys know about this, but British English and American English, obviously they are English, tara कुनै कुनै कुराहरु different हुन्छ है उनीहरुको. So maybe some spellings might be different in British and in American. So त्यही अनुसारले whoever your audience is, you have to make it the way their English is. Suppose for you, if you're writing for an American company something, you're a technical document, then you can't write a spelling that is of British. So you have to know whatever you're writing about is in American English. Nepalma, I think people use American English. So you have to be recognizing these types of English, eh? So next, use consistent style in technical documents. So when you're writing a technical document, your style has to be similar. माथि चाहिँ एकदमै अब complex sentences and तल चाहिँ फेरि एकदमै simple sentences यस्तो हुँदैन है. Suppose you're writing a complex document for your manager, then it has to be, the full style has to be same. If you're writing something for children, they have to be similar. माथि अर्को तल अर्को हुनु भएन है. So always has to be consistent. So first part is concise communication. Communication को spelling wrong भएछ है. So concise communication. So what is concise? It is direct writing. So concise and direct writing is essential. So concise means short. It can't be long. Technical writings has to be short and sweet because your audience, they don't have a lot of time to read long documents. Suppose, for example, you're writing a manual for something, and the manual can't be like a report. Do you remember the previous semester go assignment? It was a report, right? So to report ma thousands of words lekhyo, right? So this document, technical document, for a manual, it can't be like 3,000-4,000 words report just hunu bhaina hai. So it always has to be short and sweet. It has to be direct. Obviously, if you're writing short document, then they have to be direct writing. So you can't write to gumaera yesto lekhnu milदैन है, because obviously if you have to make something short, you have to go on point. So point ma gaeपछि it has to be short. Writing चाहिँ short, तर त्यो short writing मा तिमीहरुले चाहिने कुरै लेखेको छैन भने it's incorrect. So चाहिने कुरा मात्र लेख्नु पर्यो and short बनाउनु पर्यो है. So concise and direct writing is essential. Longer documents takes readers time. So you don't want to waste your audience's time by writing something very long, which is unnecessary. Eh? Obviously, if it's necessary, then obviously you have to write a long document. So for example, Timro manager le timlai a report lekha bhanyo re हैन. So in that case, you have to write a report. You have to write a long report. Tara only in cases like that. Aru kurama your document has to always be short and direct. So concise communication involves direct writing, obviously. And then we are also going to learn about sentence construction. And then we'll also learn about common errors while constructing sentences. So these are the things we'll learn about in concise communication. How you aligati English पढाए जस्तो भयो है. Anyway, so first of all, direct writing छ है. यहाँसम्म सबैले बुझिरहेछ? All good, सुनिरहेछ है. So first is direct writing. So avoid long sentences. So you have to avoid long sentences. You have to always have direct sentences. Next point, focus directly on the subject. So obviously you have to always be on the subject. You can't be out of topic. out of topic भएर तिम्रो document short बनाएर सकाइदियो भने it's not correct, it's not right. So you have to avoid long sentences. सँगसँगै you have to focus on the subject and then express ideas in straightforward style. So your ideas, your writing, they have to be in straightforward style. You can't be घुमाएर लेख्ने यस्तो गर्न मिल्दैन. You have to always be on point. You have to be straightforward. So त्यसरी लेख्नु पर्यो writing. अब यहाँ छ examples of writing. दुईटा examples है यहाँ. So first example, before filling the gas tank, it is necessary to turn off the propane line to the refrigerator. Failure to do so significantly increases the risk of explosion. Second sentence of, before you fill gasoline into the gas tank, turn off the propane line to the refrigerator. If you do not turn off the propane tank, it could explode. So what difference do you see in these two sentences? Who wants to say?
एउटा इन्फर्मेटिभ टाइप भयो, एउटा चाहिँ इन्स्ट्रक्सन टाइप भयो.
एउटा चाहिँ अलिकति कम्प्लेक्स छ, एउटा चाहिँ अलिकति सिम्पल छ है. अरु nothing. So this is a bit complex. So obviously this would be for a different audience and this would be for a different audience because this is a bit simplified. This is a bit complex type. Hey. Anyway, they are both good writing because obviously I think the topic in this was the risk of explosion on a topic. So what they have written is they have stayed on the topic. So they have been straightforward with what causes explosion, right? So यो direct writing को चाहिँ दुईटा टेबल छ यहाँ. मैले यो दुईटा टेबल मैले एउटा किताबबाट स्क्रिनशट लिएछु. यो स्क्रिनशटले चाहिँ के सिकाउँछ तिमीहरूलाई भने, so this left side of the table is long phrases and this side of the table has यही कुराको short phrase about how you can write, हैन? So first तिमीहरू पनि पढ है मसँग सँगै. So along the lines of, suppose if you're writing something along the lines of, so instead of writing along the lines of, you can write like. So which makes the sentence shorter. At this point in time. So instead of this, you can write now. Because of the fact that. So you can just write because you don't have to write off the fact that. If you're writing a report, obviously I think this you could write this. If you're writing a short document, then no, you have to just write because. By means of. So without the means of, you can just write by. Due to the fact that, instead of that, just write because. For the purpose of, instead of the purpose of, you can just write for. So in order to, kosata, just to. So in spite of the fact that, kosata, although. For the reason that, just for. In the event that, if. In the final analysis, finally. Until such time as, just until, right? So a majority of, kosata, most, matra likhne. A number of, kosata, some, or many. At an early date, kosata, soon. At the conclusion of, kosata, after or following. At the present time, kosata, yo agine aisagya. Now likhne. So instead of writing these 3-4 words of extra sentence like long banaune matra kam ko sata, you can use these short one word in your sentences. More, based on the fact that, kosata, just write because. Despite the fact that, kosata, only write although. During the course of, kosata, just write during. During the time that, kosata, just write during or while. Have the capability to, kosata, just can. In connection with, kosata, about or concerning. So in regards to, kosata, just regarding. In the view of the fact that, kosata, because. It is often the case that, instead of writing it is often the case that, that's long, eh? Just write often and then continue your sentences. It is our opinion that, kosata, we think that. It is our recommendation that, kosata, we recommend that. It is our understanding that, kosata, we understand that. Make reference to, kosata, refer to. So I want to make a reference to this book, likhne kosata. I want to refer to this book, likhne, eh? So it's making the sentence shorter. Of the opinion that, kosata, think that. On a daily basis, kosata, daily. So I brush my teeth on a daily basis, kosata. I brush my teeth daily. Short boy, okay na? On the grounds that, kosata, because. So when you're giving, what I've noticed is when you're giving something, you're a keiko barema extra bhanna lagiरहेको छ भने, instead of writing all these things in the view of the fact, on the grounds, त्यसको सट्टा always write because, eh? So because is short. Prior to ko sata, before. The prior to is also short, so it's fine. So relative to ko sata, regarding or about. So as to lekhnu sata, to. Subsequent to ko sata, after. Take into consideration ko sata, consider. I want to take this into consider. I want to take this into consideration ko sata. I want to consider this one. Short boy, eh? So ajaको slides चाहिँ यति नै हो. The rest will continue tomorrow. Actually, today I wanted you guys to present your तिमीहरूको अब तिमीहरूले के गरेछौ डकुमेन्ट प्रेजेन्ट गर्न लाउन मन लाग्थ्यो तर obviously many of you didn't do it. So I hope by tomorrow at least I can have the assignment of everybody. So भोलि चाहिँ प्रेजेन्टेसन नगरौँला त्यसपछिको विक अब नेक्स्ट विक प्रेजेन्टेसन गर्ने भनेर सोचेछु मैले के हो यो के भयो यो यो स्क्रिनशट किन पठाएको सुजन